Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of Hands-Free 2000, where we're going to spend the next 2,000 miles not driving this brand new 2026 Tesla Model Y with full self-driving supervised. And this is my week to get behind the wheel and see what it's like to have a car drive itself every day. I gotta say, I'm a little concerned about it because, well, this is a bit of an appliance and I really love fun and fast cars. But for the sake of you and for the sake of science, I will not drive this car at all this week, except for the fact that it's driving me around. Now, today's a great day because I have to take Tommy to the airport. So we'll see if this car can navigate itself from the office to the airport and back without me ever touching the wheel. So let's cut to that video. Hey Tommy, overnight, guess what?
What do we got, Dad?
We got a new self-driving software update, 14.2.2.3. So it's the latest and greatest self-driving software. And for my start of the week, I get to take you to the airport.
Woohoo!
So you spent a week being driven by this brand new Tesla Model Y 2026 model. And what was your outcome at the end of the week? What'd you think of it?
As a whole, I was incredibly impressed. I think that it did a really good job of navigating not only normal daylight dry conditions, but also some wet and even some snowy environments. I mean, it really did very well. I was very, very nervous and skeptical going into the week, and by the end of the week, I was pretty blown away.
Wow, so you were impressed. One of the reasons we're doing this video series, of course, is that there are uses for this beyond what most, let's call them car guys or car gals or enthusiasts think, right? Because to us car people, this is the death of driving, which is fun. But there are people, let's say, like your stepfather, great-grandfather, right, who are 93 now, who have lost the ability because of age to drive, so this could be a perfect solution for them. And then there's just a lot of people who don't like driving, especially when you're doing chores or in stop-and-go traffic, and this may be a great solution for people like us who love to drive, but who don't necessarily love to drive in stop-and-go traffic or, you know, going to the airport.
I mean, I think my takeaway is, on the highway, I would use it a lot. Because, like you said, on the interstate, just sitting there doing 75, I don't necessarily need to be feeling the road underneath my feet, right? But in the city, I find that it's still a little bit cumbersome, and especially the routes it takes are sometimes some head scratchers. So if I own this car, I'd be driving myself in the city, using full self-driving on the highway, which I think is how a lot of people would use it.
Yeah, and I gotta say, you know, I have been not driving this car a little bit, and I find it very frustrating having it run little errands around town. I just want to grab the steering wheel and just do it myself because it takes kind of interesting routes. Have you found that to be the case too?
Yeah, and I know, like in theory, because, you know, Tesla does use, you can see the logo down here, right? A Google-based navigation system. There's a little Google symbol. And I don't want to be that person that says I know better than Google, because obviously I don't. So even though the routes on paper may be the fastest, I notice like it dives me right into the heart of traffic a lot of times. Like if there's a kind of a back way that I would typically go to avoid 100 lights and stop and go traffic, the car will go that route because maybe on paper it's fastest, but it's just a little frustrating as, I guess, a passenger in this case if the car is driving.
Yeah, I've been using Waze a lot, and I think the difference between Waze and Google Maps is that Waze, I think, prioritizes trying to keep you moving. So even if the route takes longer, the fact that you're constantly moving makes it less frustrating and more interesting than if you're stuck in stop and go traffic, which might be shorter, but is also kind of a pain in the butt.
The other thing I've noticed, and it's kind of counterintuitive, is this car drives the opposite of like a 16-year-old.
Okay, what does that mean?
Well, what I mean by that is like a 16-year-old, you start out driving in parking lots, right? I think that's most people's experiences. You go to an empty parking lot, you go to a Walmart, you learn in the parking lot, then you become comfortable there, and then you hit the main roads. This car's the opposite. It's so good on the main roads, and then you get into the parking lot and it just falls apart, right? So it still really struggles with tight navigation through unknown parking lots to the nav system. But it's great on any marked road.
Well, one of the upgrades we just got, and it was in the release notes, was that now when you're going, let's say, to work, you can specify where you want the car to park. You could have a street park, or you could have it park, in the parking lot, which is nice. So if you want to be close to your office door, you can do that, or if you want to be on the street because you don't want to be close to seeing your workers, then you can do that as well. How cool is that?
That's pretty neat.
Now, one of the other things that we got in the upgrade, and you can show the road here, is that the car is supposedly better at detecting obstacles in the road. In other words, let's say there is a piece of debris or maybe a tire, it's supposed to be better at actually going around it. One of the things I have found is every time I go home down one of our streets, there's a massive pothole right where the car likes to be, which is in the center of the lane, and this car hits it every time unless I take control. So I'm wondering if actually they did some pothole, let's call it mitigation, so that it avoids potholes. But right now I'm watching it, what it's doing, and it's kind of going over the crappy part of the road. So maybe it's just if there's debris and not actual road damage.
Yeah, I noticed that on my kind of rough dirt road too, that it would hit all the holes. It was not a lot of hole mitigation going on, like you said. It goes into all of the cracks and crevices.
I wonder if it'll move over here.
It's in the wrong lane.
It's in the wrong lane. Oh, there it goes.
There it goes. Last minute.
I was about to take control. That's also a little stressful because I'm like, hey, car, move over. Can you signal and have it do that?
Yeah, you can force a lane change.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I learned something new.
Yeah.
So I could have just gone, let's try it. I'll do it. So I just go like that, and it will, sweet.
Yeah.
Now, GM and Ford are very proud of that feature on their Blue Cruise and Super Cruise.
Yeah.
And here Tesla is like, it's just a little convenience thing for you if you want to move over to a different lane because I'm already driving this car completely by myself.
Yep, that's right.
Oh, there, it signaled and it never went over. That was weird.
Yeah, there's a car there.
Yeah. So, we'll see. I can't wait. All right, we'll hit this before we get back to the airport and see how it does because there's a lot of cars, there's a lot of buses, all kinds of things going at the airport. I'll be curious to see how it does there. Yeah, there's a Southwest flight, Tommy, like you're taking.
Yep, that's me. That's going to be me in a sec.
All right, so this is going to be interesting. So we said take us to the terminal, but we didn't determine which terminal, and we didn't say whether we're going arrivals or departures. So we're kind of just rolling the dice here to see where it takes us.
Yeah, I think it was fairly clear, but I think they could make a better job of like Denver and then east side, west side, arrivals, departures. So we'll see where it ends up dropping us off here.
Yeah, I mean, we may end up going to arrivals and we want to go to departures.
So this is interesting. So the speed limit here is 55 now because of construction. The car still thinks it's 65, and it goes like a stabbed rat through here, which is a problem because there's a lot of cops in this area, even in the standard setting.
Yeah, and we were driving here in the hurry up setting, which was taking us about 7 to 8 miles over the speed limit, which is the way I drive anyway. Let's be honest.
Allegedly.
No, I do. I don't want to take it. My job depends on it. I always try to drive like between 7 and 8 miles over the speed limit, especially on open roads like this. I know I'm admitting to something that I shouldn't be.
Allegedly in Mexico, Dad.
In Mexico, but that's how we all drive. Come on. It is what it is. Let's be real.
So the Denver
in Mexico, of course.
Yeah, the Denver airport is kind of a mess. And there's a lot of opportunities in construction to get lost or crash. So we'll see.
I'm ready, Tommy.
Okay, it's going in the right lane. We're going to the Jepson terminal. I don't remember if that's east or west here.
Okay. Are there different names for east and west?
Yeah, I think there are actually.
Well, this is something I've been coming here for 15 years, but I've never heard of that.
I think it's taking us east.
Which is good, which is normally where I like to go, but does it know whether we're picking somebody up or dropping somebody off?
Well, that's a good question. No, I don't think it can differentiate from arrivals or departures yet. But
so the new software now, like I said, lets you determine if you want to go in the office or in front of the office, but I haven't seen that apply to the airport.
Okay, so
there's one of the cops we were talking about.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of police at this airport if you ever come to Denver.
Yeah, tip to the wise, if you're coming to Denver, Pena Boulevard, keep it to the speed limit.
Yep.
And the other thing that they're doing here, which is interesting, which I applaud, by the way, good job, Denver police, all the weasels who have expired license plates, because after COVID, for some reason, people decided that they didn't need to register their cars anymore. And they're ticketing like 1,000 people a month or something, because they just go through the parking lot, and if your plate's expired, you get a ticket.
Really?
Which I applaud that, because we don't register our cars in Montana or Mexico. we pay the local taxes and we make sure that we're up to date because I kind of feel like that's the right thing you should be doing. All right, here we go. East or west?
Well, we're in the east. I guess it could go either way. Oh no, we're definitely going east.
All right, so that's right. That's where I usually go. And now the question is, will it hit departures or will it hit arrivals?
There you go. Jeppesen Terminal. Oh, I think that's just the name of the...
That's just the name of the whole terminal. So it decided to go east on its own.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so speed limit here is 45. It's doing 48, so it's still pushing it a little bit, but not as much as it usually does in standard.
49 now.
Well, it's going up 50.
I think we're okay there still.
Okay. Well, it'd be interesting to see how it navigates some of the tighter turns coming up.
And this is why, if it was level 3, that would be on, if we got pulled over.
It'd be on Tesla.
Yeah, but it's not. It's on me. So there you go.
Ooh, not a lot of people at the airport. It's looking pretty dead today.
This is a kind of a dead time of year for travel, especially families and, looks like it's going to arrivals, Tommy. And departures.
Yeah,
that's good.
We're doing good.
Didn't pull into the short-term parking.
Nope, that's good.
All right, so arrivals or departures. Where do you want to go?
Well, ideally departures, but if it takes us to arrivals, I guess that's fine.
Well, departures is right where it's going to take us to arrivals.
You can turn the turn signal on. It might force it.
Yeah, I'm going to tell it where to go.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. I'm going to do one more.
Oh, no, it doesn't like that. It's sticking here. Oh, there it goes.
There it goes, yeah.
Okay, now 35. Good job. Okay, so you got it to go still hands-free over to departures just by using the turn signal.
Yeah, there we go. That worked. That worked pretty easily.
It is very... I'll be curious to see if it'll actually pull over onto the curb or if it's just going to keep going down the slipway.
Well, if I recall, I think Southwest is the very first gate.
I don't need Southwest. I just need TSA Pre.
Okay, well that's also right here. It's right by Southwest.
That's true. All right, just following this very slow Blazer.
Yeah, he's down to 17 miles an hour.
Well, speed limit here just turned to 15.
Oh, there you go. So the Blazer's doing the right thing.
So let's see if it's gonna...
See, there's TSA Pre where you're going.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna signal. Maybe it'll pull over.
Okay.
Let's see what it makes of this.
All right, still following the Blazer.
Oh, come on, take me over. Nope, I'm going to take control.
Okay.
It was following the Blazer. So
well, we made it.
We made it, yes.
Woohoo.
Woohoo.
All right, so it actually worked pretty well. It kept, you could probably kind of point it with the turn signal where you wanted to go.
Yeah.
And then you had to pull over at the last minute, but I'd say that was pretty point to point.
Yeah, I think that was very painless and it did a good job. So now I'm going to go here, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to end trip. And then I'm going to go navigate, and this time I'm just going to go to work. I'm going to push work.
Oh, boy. There you go.
There you go.
All right, off you go.
Off you go. All right, have a safe trip.
See ya. Bye.
Bye. Don't forget to give me the mic.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. I got to get into the trunk. All right, see ya.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
I have to say I'm very impressed with FSD supervised on basically trips like this where I don't have to think about driving, doing something that isn't very engaging. In other words, taking Tommy to the airport. I had a good chat with him. We talked about, work and what he should do on his program, driving the Kia. And for this use case scenario, FSD supervised is great. And we didn't have any of those until moments. It works until it doesn't. But let's face it, where the rubber hits the road, for at least enthusiasts like me, is it fun? Is it engaging? Because I love driving. And yes, running errands, running around town, not so great. Good solution. But what if you love to drive? Is this something that, us enthusiasts should be embracing, or is it something that we should be fighting against? Because potentially, and this is coming quickly, this could mean the end of driving. So come back tomorrow for day 2 when I'll explore that possibility. I hope I get back safely, but day 1, I'm going to call it a success. Welcome to day 2 of Hands-Free 2000, where we're not driving our Tesla, but letting the Tesla drive us for, well, hopefully 2,000 miles. And for all you keen-eyed observers, you'll note that I am not driving the Tesla, but that in fact I am behind the wheel of a Bentley. And there is means to my madness. Let me explain. You see, the problem is that I love driving. And I love the different flavors of driving, because to me, the Tesla is kind of like this Apple Watch. It's kind of an appliance. It does it all, and it does it all very well, but that doesn't mean it's fun. And of course, that doesn't mean that it expresses who I am. Whereas this Bentley definitely expresses who I am, because this to me represents luxury. Let me show you. Not only does the top go down, but it has 2 turbos, 6 liters of displacement, and an exhaust note that, well, sounds like God laughing. And it does this. Oh yeah, look at it go. Okay, maybe the Tesla is quicker because it's electric and it's just got a boatload of torque. This only has 550 horsepower. I think the Tesla has 400. But in terms of the visceral experience of driving this car, this says a lot about me. To me, this represents the ultimate in luxury, because Bentleys have been around, well, probably since the turn of the century, when W.O. Bentley first came out with a car that was capable of taking you on a Sunday drive or going around Le Mans. And all that heritage and all that time that's gone by where Bentley has developed a reputation for being the ultimate luxury sports car, at least to me, says things about me that I want it to say to the world. That I have taste, that I have a propensity for the better things in life, and that I love to enjoy luxury in a way that is the pinnacle of cars, because that to me is what this car represents. And the Tesla says none of those things. And when you take the top down and you let the sun in, and you're just encased in leather and aluminum and real wood, you feel like everything is great with the world, even if it isn't. And that is a feeling you could never get, even if the vehicle is driving itself in a Tesla Model Y with FSD supervised. Sure, that might be the pinnacle of modern technology, but there's a lot more to cars than just technology. Welcome to day 3 of me not driving Tesla Model Y in our series Hands-Free 2000. And as you can tell, today I'm also not driving the Tesla. Yesterday it was all about luxury, and today it's all about muscle. Because let's face it, sometimes 12 cylinders can be a little too much. 10 are enough. And what I'm trying to prove here is that while the Tesla may be the ultimate self-driving appliance, this, my friends, is the ultimate muscle car. Let me show you. Let's face it, the Tesla is a bit of an appliance. It's boring, it's actually white like an appliance, but this first-gen Viper is the exact opposite of an appliance. It's an appliance that's trying to kill you, if I'm being kind. I mean, think about it this way. The Tesla has not only full self-driving, but traction control, stability control, airbags, pretty much every modern feature that will keep you safe on the road. This Viper, it has none of that. There's no stability control, there's no traction control. Hell, there's barely a roof, no door handles, and no windows. That makes it dangerous, and things that are dangerous are also a lot of fun. Let me show you what I mean by that. I mean, listen to this car. It is just magnificent. And best of all, you have to shift it yourself, you have to brake it yourself, you have to steer it yourself, and you have to keep it out of the ditch all by yourself, which a car that's known as the Widowmaker puts a little bit of spice in your day. Do I really have to say anything else? I think a 10-cylinder side pipe massive engined Viper with nothing but your ability and the road says it all. I mean, this is a car that makes you feel alive. This is a car that puts lead in your pencil. This is a car that I'm willing to bet your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, partner will hate because it's so raw and untamed. In fact, it's even crazy that they managed to sell this to the public, because today, in a world of don't do this, don't do that, be safe here, be safe there, this is the exact opposite. And what it says about you is the exact opposite of what this watch says about me. It says that I have a zest for life because I like walking or running, or at least walking alongside the possibility of death. And that is a lot of fun. Welcome to day 4 of not driving the new Tesla Model Y for a week. And for all you keen-eyed observers, you'll note that I am not driving the Tesla, but today I am behind the wheel of the brand new Chevy Corvette Z06. And that's because while the Tesla may be the ultimate full self-driving appliance, this to me represents sport, because this is a sports car. And let's face it, I had 12 cylinders on Tuesday, 10 cylinders on Wednesday, and today I'm just going with 8 cylinders, but hey, they're behind me instead of in front of me. Let me show you why this is so much fun. When you think about it, this week represents really who I am. Monday, it's all about technology. 400 horsepower, Tesla Model Y, love technology, love self-driving. But by Tuesday, I was feeling a little bit luxurious, so it was Bentley, 550 horsepower, and the ultimate luxury. By Wednesday, it was muscle day. The Viper, only 400 horsepower, oh, but oh my God, is that raucous. And Thursday, well, it's all about sporty, or a sports car, and this, to me, is the ultimate expression of that. The brand new Chevy Corvette Z06 with the flat, plain crank V8 sitting behind me, putting out the most horsepower of the entire week. We're looking at 670 American horses that the Europeans should be jealous of, and this is by far the fastest car. Hell yeah! Listen to that! Oh, it is so responsive. It is so fun. It is such a tool for the track. And not being on the track, I gotta be careful, because like that, I'll be breaking the law. But the point of spending the day behind the wheel of a Chevy Corvette is because I'm feeling sporty. And this to me is the ultimate expression of that, a sports car. And this entire week, I've been trying to demonstrate the problem with full self-driving for somebody who's a car enthusiast like me. Not only does it take what is the biggest passion of my life, which is driving, and makes it mundane and pedestrian, but it also kills the expression of who I am, which isn't just, a guy who loves technology, but it's a guy who loves luxury, a guy who loves muscle, and a guy who loves sport. And there's no one car that encompasses all of that. It takes a week for me to be happy. And yes, I'm very grateful that we have these different cars to drive, but you don't have to have a Corvette to be sporty. You don't have to have a Bentley to be luxurious. I think this is something that, as much as the Tesla Model Y, I think that this is something that all of us car guys and car gals have in common. And that is, we love expressing ourselves in different ways. And the best way to do that is to have choice. And at the end of the day, what I'm really worried about is that one day that choice will no longer exist. In other words, there'll be some politician who'll figure out that a computer drives a car better than a human, which actually I do believe, especially when you get older, or you might be impaired in some way, or you might be road raged. A computer is better at driving than we are. And there'll be some clever politician who will say, well, we've got 30,000 deaths on US highways a year, and if we don't allow people to drive themselves, we can take that number down to, whatever. And the problem, of course, with that is that while it may be safer, it also makes for a very dull and very boring, and I think a much less free society. So for all of you guys and gals who love full self-driving, I applaud you. But let the rest of us drive our own cars in whatever flavor we like. All right, one more day. Oh yeah! Welcome to my week, day 5 of Hands-Free 2000, and obviously I cheated. Yep, that's right, I cheated. I did not spend the entire week driving, or in this case, not driving our brand new Model Y. And for the simple reason that I just love to drive too much. This is an appliance. It's kind of like this watch. It does everything, and it does everything really well, but it also says a lot about you. And what it says about you is that you're not into cars, and perhaps you don't love driving, or perhaps you don't have a passion for the vehicle itself. And I have all that. And so for me, to spend a week having a car drive me around just seemed like, oh my gosh, so boring. So I hope you got a sense for what it's like to have a self-driving car, and maybe more importantly, why car enthusiasts like myself find these cars to be appliances instead of objects of passion. So there's only one thing left to do on this last day, and that is have it drive me back to the office. So let's see how that goes. Grok, navigate to work.
Navigating to work. It's 22 miles away and should take about 37 minutes, arriving around 4:23 p.m. Let me know if you want to add stops or change anything.
And there you have it. The car will now drive me and my videographer back to the office completely hands-free. And if you're not watching the series, you should be, because we're having pretty much 4 presenters in the office not drive the car and get everybody's perspective on what it's like. It's about to back up into the building for some reason. I think it thinks that that's a road. It's not. Whoa, it almost went in there. So now what are you going to do, car?
I'm recalculating the route to keep us on actual roads. Hang tight. We're good now.
I'm not sure we're good. We're still on the cement pad in front of the barn. Let's see if you can figure it out.
Grab.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I've got my foot on the brake in case it decides to go backwards.
Got it. You're on a cement pad near Longmont, Colorado, but the route to work at the in Boulder starts with turning left onto West County Road 4 in 0.1 miles. If it's confused, stay on the brake and switch to manual drive.
Well, that didn't exactly work.
Canceling navigation to reset. What address should I use for work instead?
Let's try it again. This time we'll do it the manual way. So let's do this. We'll go there. We'll go there. Yeah, that's right. Let's see if it can, no, you're going the wrong way. He keeps going backwards. Come on, car. Let's go farther and see if it can figure out which way the route is instead of trying to back up into the barn. Nothing like making my point and then having the car completely prove me wrong. All right, one more time. Nope, going backwards again. Why are you going backwards? It's not back there. When Tommy did this in the video, well, why don't you watch that video and you can see what happened. It actually went down the hill. So I'm going to take it to the main road here, and I'm going to see if it can figure out that the main road is in front of it and not try to back me up into the barn again. So let's see it one more time. This is the great thing about this video series that we're doing, because these are the kinds of things that we're actually trying to figure out, and it just happened to bleed into into this video. So it's on TFL EV, so watch it if you want. All right, so I'm right by the main road here. So let's see, I'm going to stop. I'm going to say start self-driving, and if it all goes well, it'll go forward and not backwards. Haha, look at that. Nope, going the wrong way. It's going left. How about if I point it the right way? Will it figure it out? It's still trying to go the wrong way. All right, how about now? Start self-driving. So now it's finally going the right way. All right, to be fair, we are in the country. We are on a pretty tricky dirt road, but still, that was a little interesting. All right, full disclosure, at TFL we're always transparent, and while this was supposed to be a week, we actually shot this in 2 days, and that's because, well, we have a lot of channels, we have to make a lot of different videos, but because we're fully transparent, now you know that there was a little bit of movie magic, and this didn't quite take 5 days, it only took 2.